United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Matt, do you have anything this evening? Thank you. Ken?
Just remember the family that lost their little 6-year-old boy.
Yeah, traffic. Lee?
No, sir.
Mr. Raymond?
No, Mr. Mayor.
Tony?
No.
Andy?
It was really nice to see that 4 on Main Street get started, and that new first section looks pretty nice. Just need to get the curbs up, I think, on it, right? So,
Yeah, they kind of cruised right along, didn't they? A big piece of equipment, a little bigger than the one we have. Looks like, but still looked nice.
and also downtown, seeing all that work they did down on that section, it was amazing how quickly they got in there and got going, so it was good to see that too.
A lot of positive comments on that.
Yes.
What I've heard is like, fine.
Yes, fine.
Thank you. Katie, do you have anything at this
I
time?
don't think so, not right now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Well, I know this guy will.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, I figured I'd give the points, keep me on track. Okay, so the HEAL committee, that's the group we had, Healthy Eating, Active Living. We had our first kind of planning session. We did, through the hospital, have a grant, the foundation, another foundation have a grant, and they awarded it to Schwab Eaton, local. They know all of our stuff and everything, so it worked out really well. And so we are in the process of, we met for about 3 hours last week or 2 weeks ago now, I can't remember. We kind of talked about, you know, where we'd like to, it's just kind of a big dream thing, you know, just kind of seeing where would we like to go, what channels, how would we like to connect the town, different things, and great planning session. Had a lot of compliments from different people that participated afterwards, so it was really good, really robust, I thought. And so Jesse Bennick's kind of the one heading it up for Schwab Eaton, and so in May we're probably going to have a reconvene, a few members they'll be there and give some more input, and then hopefully in June we'll have a pretty rough draft, at least a map of kind of, you know, walking, painting line, you know, where's the easy stuff, where's the hard stuff, and at that point then we're really hoping to engage, you know, the council and the public to get their input and to kind of, you know, give them a starting point, you know, instead of having a blank slate. It's more like, hey, here's some guides, some expertise, some knowledge, and thrown up on a map. So I think it's going to be really good. I'm really excited about it. I think we got a really good group of people to talk about it, and I'm excited to start, you know, putting that out there to the community and different forums and piggybacking off some, you know, the Memorial Day event hopefully, and the you know, the fair potentially, you know, having some information there and having some stuff that people can look at, continue to get feedback. We hope to have kind of a more of a formal thing to show to the council, probably more in, I think it was like September or something like that. So it should be a good dynamic planning tool and document to use when we're tackling all sorts of projects. You know, if you ever, you know, North Walnut or West Main or wherever, having all these considerations based off of this plan, it's easier to do it when you're doing those other projects. So it was really good. EPA, again, we have had really good dialogue and discussions with the EPA. Been a nice, refreshing change of pace. So really we're able to boil it down with them as far as, you know, what our approach has been, you know, kind of a two-pronged approach. Hey, let's fix our current treatment process, but also explore the a new facility or upgrade a facility or whatever that looks like, you know, kind of looking more at the long-term compliance, long-term capacity, long-term condition of our current facility. And so the EPA really got it. Scott Marquez or something, who we're talking to there, he's the kind of scientist side of it for the EPA, and really summed it up really beautifully in his email, you know, just saying, hey, I see it, it's a two-pronged approach, I like it, sounds like a good approach. So has a positive comments from him. Again, we're just really having a disconnect with KDHE. We're hoping we're going to have a meeting with them. I requested a meeting with them in Topeka on Monday. So myself and Stuart and John Brummer with Trek and Mayor Tom, Katie, will be heading over there to get some FaceTime with them. EPA is very interested. They want to be there as well. Kind of going through the consent order, that letter that I sent to you guys. And again, you know, it's got big scary language. You know, EPA is kind of like, oh, you know, we can change things. You know, they kind of, it's just a normal document for them. But to me, it's very serious. I told them this is our number one, you know, thing I'm focusing on right now. So We really want to get it boiled down, hopefully make some adjustments. They don't even, we were supposed to sign up in 30 days. They said just wait till this meeting's done so we can see what adjustments we need to make. Because, you know, if we can solve the compliance issue with the treatment stuff, then, you know, they'll kind of proverbial call the dogs off on the letter side of it. But like I said, I think it's still something we want to engage simultaneously and keep pushing the long-term thing, but, you know, it's still gonna be a long time until we pump water with that, so I wanna fix it short-term too. So I'm really hoping we can make some really good headway at this meeting and just really clarify, just kind of clear the air with KDHE as far as exactly what we need to do and what we've got. I mean, we've got a known way that we can treat the water. It just mathematically somehow has to fit their report so that they can see mathematically with their formulas that yes, it will meet those guidelines. You know, you wish you could just real world say, let's just move it and then do a test and say it's fine, but they want the math behind it. And it's taking 2 years to do that. So I think that's kind of where we really want to have that discussion. It's not for a lack of effort on our part. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think it'll be a really good meeting, and so just really be send your thoughts and prayers, I guess, at that point. So it'll be good. The CIP update, we did have staff get together, kind of a brainstorming session, which was getting really productive. A lot of overlap with what you guys saw, obviously a lot more drill down and technical stuff too. So we had that on, we ended up having it on Thursday, so working on compiling that. So then we kind of have a master, just a Word doc of what all this stuff is, and then we can start putting it into more of that spreadsheet, get some numbers, and then start working on kind of our scoring and weighting process so that we can get that all mapped out for the next 5 years. So I see that in the next few weeks going back to you guys to kind of start formalizing some of those and how we want to do things. So exciting progress on that. East Main, Court Street, again, you know, Andrew mentioned the pour that happened out there, so I think they poured about 700 yards of concrete on both ends. That's got a cure for so many days, and then they'll get right out there and do the curb, and then they'll start verifying the rest of it, getting that out of there. And they have 2 more phases. One really major phase will start from the bridge down there and go up almost to the top of the hill. And that'll be where you'll see some major changes. If you see the road, the profile of it there by Casey's, it's you know, so it's, if you weren't aware of it or expecting it, I mean, it's cut down pretty low. So that's going to be, you'll kind of notice that grade will be in there, which will be great for safety, sight lines, all sorts of things like that. So went really well, and so we're really excited about that. Same with Court Street, weather's really been almost perfect, and I think being such a pervious street for so long, the water just drains right out of it. I mean, they rained that one day, morning it just mud all there, and in the afternoon they could start digging. So it's been great for working, and really no major surprises or anything going on so far. So I think that, you know, so far, knock on wood, it should go pretty smooth. So any questions from the big updates? I know you saw my report for the other smaller things, but again, really ramping up for KDHE on Monday. So.
Just out of curiosity, how much longer Encore?
It was a 40-day working estimate, so I think they've got about 10 or 12 days into it so far. So I think again, if it's going as it is now, I mean, they could be done in 20 more days or so. I mean, they're going, but again, I'm thinking it's going to rain here, but yeah, it's going really well. So we're definitely not behind on either project. So.
Okay. Thank you, Jason. Next item on the agenda this evening is the consent agenda from April 4th for the city council meetings and appropriations 4B. It's been moved by Councilman Aldi that we approve the consent agenda in its entirety. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman McMillan. Any further discussion? No further discussion. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda this evening is Resolution 2017-5, authorizing the sale and conveyance of certain property to Beloit Medical Building, LLC.
Yeah, so as you can see from my write-up, this is from about 20 years ago, and they built that facility. There's an IRB, and they're going to close and purchase it from us for $100 now. So it all worked out, went smoothly, and I think this is just kind of the formality to get that accomplished for them. So I think it's worth a mention, Mayor, just how thankful we are for the doctors and the facility, and it's a great thing for the board.
For me, it's amazing it's been 20 years. I remember it's like that. Holy cow. It doesn't seem like it's been quite that long, so. Time gets away from us, without a doubt.
I move that we pass resolution 2017-5.
Been moved by Councilman Miller that we approve resolution 2017-5. Do I have a second? Second by Councilman Audi. Any further discussion? No further discussion. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Resolution passes. Next item on the formal actions is the first impressions,
That's me.
community application. And we get to hear from Heather.
Yes. So you have this in your packet. I found out about First Impressions a year ago at the Dane Hansen Forum in Hays. There was someone from K-State Research and Extension there to talk about it. I thought it was an interesting program, and we've honestly tried to become a First Impressions city for a while, and it took a little bit to find us a perfect match. So if you read through it a little bit, you kind of know that what the goal is to match you with a sister city, someone who's kind of similar to you. They try and do size and location, kind of the same amenities. Our sister city is Clay Center. The things that I like about them, they also recently have a water park. Their location is a little different than where we are, but they kind of have some of the sort of the same amenities that we do. So what they do is they really want to have you look at your city like a first-time visitor. And they talked about the fact that you walk by somewhere and the light bulb's out and you notice it the first time. The second time you might not notice it, and the third time you're not going to notice it at all. And that's kind of the same thing that probably happens here. So to have somebody come in as a first-time visitor and see things that maybe you're not seeing. Even if you've already been to Clay Center, or the Clay Center people have already been here, there's still things that they're going to actually look at. So what they do is they send in this team of people to look at the city, and they do have a workbook to work from. So some things that you can see on how it works, some things that they talk about is how easy is it for them to find us prior to the visit, the 5-minute first impression, your entrances, your housing, residential areas, education, local economy, government, recreation, general observations, information from community residents, so they're going to talk to our residents when they're in town, pull into Casey's, and hey, what's there to do here, things like that, and then wrap up. I was lucky enough to have a team of 5 members, and you can see, or 4 members, or just 4 members, sorry, 4 members, and you can see their names here, that agreed to be on the First Impressions team for us. It's Andrew Gravon, who's representing the City Council, and also AGCO. Julia Raby, which is maybe married to this guy over here, but she's also the Lloyd Chamber of Commerce board member. Brandy Zimmer, who is at NZK Tech, but also she is a Solomon Valley Economic Development Board member. And then Mandy Fincham, who is an owner of a small business with Kettle. And then I also love that she has some regional planning background on her too. So I thought it was a really good group. You were honestly the first 4 people I asked, and they all said yes. I even asked a couple backups, but everyone said yes, so we were okay. So this little group of people will have a nice little training session with someone from Post Rock Extension District, just to kind of talk to, not Post Rock, sorry, K-State Research and Extension, to talk to them a little bit about kind of what to do. So they'll do the tour, and there is a little bit of a timeline. This is kind of generic, but there's a little bit of a timeline. If the council approves it tonight at the April 18th meeting, the training will take place sometime in May. The team members will switch cities and visit between May and July sometime. And then hopefully in July, we will have a community meeting back here where they'll have a final report that Post Rock Extension, K-State Research and Extension will present for us. Some of the things that I really liked about it is that, say they come into town and they say, your customer service is terrible, then hopefully we would have some sort of action plan to go forward and find a way to help fix our customer service. The thing I really like about it is that because they are partially funded by Dane Hansen Foundation, then we could possibly write a Dane Hansen grant to get some help with whatever they said that we used or we needed. So those are the parts that are really good. For example, last year there were a couple of cities that did this, and one of the things that they did find was customer service was bad, and so now Dane Hansen is offering a customer service training. They'll come in and they'll train some of your frontline employees. There's some incentives there to get their frontline employees actually come to some sort of training, and then they can get trained on why it's important to tell people to drive on through, or there's nothing to do here, or things that people say sometimes when you stop at gas stations. Any questions? It doesn't cost us anything. The team members are out enjoying their day, their need or whatever, they're out themselves, which we owe them a nice big thank you for doing it. But they were all very excited about wanting to see somebody else.
I was like,
Oh, yeah, question? Yes.
Do we know who the Clay Center people are? Or is this a non?
Secret shop, yeah, secret shoppers type idea.
Do they come in as a group?
They can come in as a group, and they said about half the time they go as a full group, and then sometimes you're usually one of them that can't make it, and they'll go back by themselves. The only things we try and outline is that we try not to have them come during the fair, try not to come during something that's not normal, so I would try and discourage them from coming during and football or the fair. Those are the two big ones I have, because that's not a true look of what we're like on a daily basis.
Yeah, I just love the idea of someone giving us a perspective of this is what your town is. You know, if I was just driving through and had to stop somewhere, this is
Right.
my thoughts on your town.
Right,
And
absolutely.
that's just something really good to get.
I think so too, and it's not like I'm having to come to you and say, I think our entrances are terrible, or I think this, I mean, it's somebody else saying it, and they're not gonna come, it's not like, 'cause Andrew doesn't have to go to Play Center and present it, someone is going to do that for him, thank goodness, so hopefully that means they'll be very honest about what they really think, and ways that we can help and improve, and, you know, I helped with Tree City USA when they were here, and they were all very gracious, and